Thanks for joining us. We've got a microphone which will do the round, so we'll take a question from the floor. Who would like to kick us off? Yeah, we'll go to Emma at the BBC, yeah. Thanks, Emma.
Hi, Sarina.
Hi.
Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
Another strong performance. You must be delighted to start the tournament in that weather.
Yeah, I'm happy. I think we played really well against a very defensive South Korea. So the spaces were really tight and they dropped very deep. And like the first half, we didn't have enough numbers high up, so we couldn't break their line enough, I thought. And I think the second half was, well, it helped also that we scored such a quick goal. But I think we had, even our fullbacks were even higher up. We had more rotations, our fullbacks. Our centre-backs were higher up too, so we had more numbers up front, and I think that helped. So, and then in this very hard pitch, because it was a horrible pitch, I think that's even hard to keep up the speed and to, sometimes just the ball bounced. We saw on several occasions. So I think we did really well.
Yeah, and just how important was kind of Lauren James's movement and her ability to carry the ball in that first half and, just like kind of breaking that almost stubborn defence, like you said.
Yeah, she, of course, when she's very tight on the ball and she can dribble really well too. So that's a strength of our team, strength of her, so also strength of our team. I think we also had a couple of crosses. We had a shot. So I think there were more opportunities to break those lines, but we had to do just a little better. Oh, and then it was nice with her dribble that she got fouled and we got this penalty.
Yeah, and how nice is it for you as a manager as well to have someone like Lauren James that you can, just put into the starting lineup, knowing that you've got players like Lauren Hem on the bench. You've got so many good attacking options, but Lauren's form this season really exciting for you, just 5 months away from the World Cup.
Yeah, well, it's not the World Cup yet. Last season she didn't play a lot. She was still building. This year she's playing more and more, and now the latest time she's playing a lot. And she feels good, that you can tell she plays really well, but I think we have more players that are really good. Exactly what you say, like we have so many, when we're talking about the wingers now, so many attacking players that are really well, so that will, then we have opportunities with starting lineup, we have opportunities to sub, so that's really nice.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know you don't like talking about individuals, but just on Lauren and how much she's kind of improved just in that short space since the start of the season that you've really had that time to really work with her. What have you seen her develop in her game?
Well, I think she has been a talent, of course, for a long time. She just needed to be available and needed some time at Chelsea. I think she worked really hard at Chelsea, and that's what you can see this season. At Chelsea, and then she can take the next step to the national team. And now when she starts playing on the level of Chelsea, well, the Champions League is going up too, and on this international level, and get those minutes, then you can improve. And I hope now she gets consistency, she stays fit, and keeps enjoying herself.
Thanks, Emma. Yes, we'll go to Simon.
Sarina, you've obviously got options, all over the squad, but how difficult is that forward line? You see you play tonight and you also throw in Beth, Fran. Is that the most competitive area of the squad for you?
Well, I think the squad had lots of depth. What you saw today too, we tried, of course, Leah midfield, we explained the back, that's what we did last year too. We have some centre backs that play as a full back, so, what we saw now with Alex, with her left foot when she goes higher up, which is an opportunity too, we're just really trying out things. But yes, at those positions up front, there's a lot of competition, I think. But I think I can't complain about the depth of this team. Let's put it that way.
As a coach, is that something you enjoy, having those selection headaches?
Well, I don't like to have headaches, but in this case I do. What's also very enjoyable, what you saw today too, that this team wants to work so hard and want to do so well. So as an individual, they just deliver all the time in training sessions, on the pitch, and as a team they really collaborate. And yes, they're competing with each other, but now when you saw on the pitch, we did a lot of substitutes, but we kept on going the way we want to play. And that looks easy, but it's pretty hard because you get other connections. Another person that comes in means that you just get a little different connection. But we kept on going and trying to break the lines and score goals. So, and what you most of all saw, the transition moments when we would lose it because we had lots of possession. But when we lost the ball, the whole team is just in transition. And you saw that the second half, the first half we did really well on that, but the second half too, when we, on the right side, we lost the ball, and within a couple of seconds the whole team just sprinted behind the ball. And that's just a real pleasure to work with, because that shows how eager we are to become better and just win games.
Thanks, Simon. Yep, we'll go to Rich.
Hi, Sarina.
Hi.
You didn't have Kira Walsh tonight. You said obviously you went with Leah in midfield in the first half. You brought Katie Zellum on at half time. Was that a pre-planned change, or was that a reaction to how the game was going?
No, that was pre-planned. We tried to plan, but lots of times in the game you can't plan. But as we said, in this tournament we're trying out some things, we're thinking of things, and then yes, we do watch the first half and see, okay, we talk about scenarios with the technical staff and say, okay, we could have this option and this option, and then we see how the game goes, and then we do it or we don't when we decide it's not the right moment to try out things. That's actually basically how we work as technical staff.
How is Kira ahead of the other two games, and are you planning many changes between the games, or do you want to find that sort of same consistency you had at the Euros?
No, I want to try out things. I think this tournament is really the start of the prep. Well, we already started, but it's a big step in our preparation for the World Cup. And it's not the 22nd of July yet. And we really need to see a couple of things also to see where are we as a team and where are the individuals at the moment. And we still have a couple of months, but it is a measure moment. So yes, we will figure out a couple of more things. So we'll do some changes. And on your first question, Kira's doing well. We expect her to be on the pitch tomorrow, and then from there we take it. Of course, she will be assessed, but it looks good.
Thanks, Rich.
Thanks, Rich. We'll go to Catherine, and then we'll go to Phil.
Hi, sorry. You mentioned the pitch. Obviously, the game beforehand, I think, probably made it worse than it was before. But it felt like the players did deal with it quite well. Obviously, it's not the easiest to kind of play football on, but it didn't seem to affect kind of their quality on the ball. But it did kind of look a little bit difficult, obviously, when you've kind of got a back of defence, South Korean defenders there as well. It kind of makes it quite tiring. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was at moments hard, because you really, especially when they play so tight and they have their block is so deep, then you want to really speed up the game, and at some moments that's really hard. I think this pitch was unacceptable. We have to do it. This stadium is really nice. It's very nice to be in this stadium, but this pitch, we can't play on a pitch like this anymore in this level. It's just really unacceptable.
Thanks, Catherine. We'll show this side of the room some love. We'll go to Amy.
Hi, Sarina. I just wanted to ask you about, you've got 8 players in the squad, if my maths is right. 8? That have come through the under-23s kind of...
Okay. Oh, you didn't finish the sentence. I thought, I'm miscounting them.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on the relationship you have with Mo Mali, and speaking about those players and how important that under-23 team is for bringing those young players through so they're ready to play in this first team.
Yeah, of course, that's a real good connection with Mo. Well, they played today too, and I think that's a step between you the under-19s and the under-23 national team. And some players will go faster, and some players have the opportunity to play international football in the under-23. So I think that's a really good step, and we are connected all the time. And I think it's also very good and necessary that they play a club. So they get exposed at club, because that's where the players develop the most. And then the next step is your international experience. So I hope what's nice to see players playing week in, week out on the highest level, and they develop, and then the next step is national team, and that's then could be on the 23 or the national or the senior team, hopefully, and if not, then the person has their own top level.
Thanks, Amy. Go to Charlotte. Thank you.
Hi, Sarina. You spoke about discussions with the technical staff. We're fortunate to get to speak to you, but we don't hear from Ian that much. I wondered if you could just share a bit of how your relationship works with him, the discussions that take place, and I know you've worked with him for a long time. If you could share something at all.
Yeah, I've worked with Arjen since February 2017. When we've worked together at the Dutch national team and now went here. But I think the technical staff is not just Sarina and Arjen. So we have more people in the technical staff, and we just have meetings every week. We watch games every week on TV or live. And then we all have our tasks and select clips, and then we watch. We talk about individual players, and of course we have do planning and things like that. So it's not just Arjen and me. It's much more than that.
And some players have said that he's quite the joker with the darts in the Euros, and there's a kind of good cop and bad cop going on. Would that be
between
you and Arjen?
Oh, am I the bad cop or am I the good cop?
I'm not saying anything.
Well, you tell me. I think that's a secret, isn't it?
Last question. You selected Alex Greenwood at left back, and then Rachel Daly came on as a substitute as a number 9. What information have you gathered from this game in regards?
Well, that's too early to know. We're first going to review with the team. We're first going to look a little bit back. I think as a team we did well today. We want to try out lots of things. That's what we did. Tomorrow we talk with the team, and from there we take it.
Thanks, Sarina.
Thanks, Charlotte. We'll go to Tom.
Thank you, Sarina. Congratulations. Can I just follow on from that and ask about Alex Greenwood? Just from how impressed you've been with her personally in terms of her patience. She obviously missed out on starting in the Euros very narrowly, but she seems to have just bided her time. And what did you make of her performance this evening at left back?
Yeah, well, first of all, what you say about you, I'm very proud of Alex. I think how she did. It was a hard position, of course, but she totally accepted her role, and she was very, very supportive to the team and was ready to play, because in the Euros she did get the minutes, also on the left side at moments. And of course, after that we had a review, we had discussions or conversations, and now she knows that we're trying out on a left fullback, and we know at the club, of course, she plays centre back, which is an option too. And figuring out, okay, what can she do on both? So we can consider it both. And how is the competition with the competitors in our team? And this is not the moment yet that we have chosen. But as you can tell, her left foot, especially in possession, going into in attack, that's a strength of her.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. We'll finish there. Thank you.
Hi Sarina, congratulations.
Thanks.
Just a really quick one on your goalkeeper choices. You've obviously got 4 really strong keeper choices there. Do you think, we know that we talked about obviously your main players getting a bit of a rotation, you were testing things out ready for the World Cup and preparing. Is this a good chance to maybe see what others can do as well? Are you hoping to maybe give Mary a little bit of a rest and then get one of the other girls in as well with this tournament?
Well, I'm not going to share that yet. We have conversations, of course, with goalkeepers too. That's about competition. Like the goalkeeper position is always different because there's only one position, and sometimes with players you can, well, like we just talked about Alex, you can play a centre back, left centre back, centre fullback, left fullback. But I think with the goalkeepers, we have 4 now. We also have training moments, and what I do think you have to be really close to playing. And yes, the goalkeepers have to be ready also for the World Cup. So, well, you'll see what happens the next games.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks, everyone. We will see you on Saturday.
Sunday. You can come on.
-1.
Oh, yes, sorry. I thought you were so quick.
We'll give you a rest.
Thank you. At least you're sharp.